Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Daisy Sunshine. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Please subscribe. We learn a lot about marriage, lifestyle, parenting, money, and so many beautiful things in life. For the next few weeks, we are going to be going through a series, speaking to founders and business owners, those who have failed, those who have excelled, and different facets of business. And I felt that the best way for us to start is by sharing my business journey. This year, I started a journey that I feel has been very pivotal for my life. I started the Centonomy journey. So I took part in one of the classes, the Personal Finances Centonomy 101. And it's a 12-week course that took me through so many lessons on finances. And I did not expect it to change, first of all, my mindset the way that it did. The classes that were most transformational for me were the first module and the fourth module. The fourth module is living abundantly, and there they challenge your mindset. And I always felt like I don't think I can start a business. I always thought I'll just probably buy shares in an existing business and that would be that. But it challenged me to think outside the box. How do I increase my sources of income? What things do I see that I'm able to do? And the fact that I am a content creator and an influencer, I have a platform that I've been blessed with. Am I doing everything that I can with that platform? So after that fourth class, honestly, a fire was lit in my mind. And from that time, I think it happened on the 28th of June. Between that time and 1st August, I had set up systems and created 2 businesses. How do you create 2 businesses in 4 weeks? That's the story I'm going to tell you. So I quickly started thinking, what are the things that I love? What are the things that my audience loves? And what are the things that I can sell very easily? Some of the things that I love are lip products. I like to look good and I like to have hydrated lips. And then if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I talk a lot about natural hair and hair in general. So when that class happened, I just started wearing headband wigs. And I noticed that then the kind of headband wigs that I want, which are 100% human hair, are not readily available in Uganda. And not many people on our market knew what headband wigs are. But I knew the benefits because as a natural hair enthusiast, I know why we need to protect our hair. So protective styling. And that's why you find that I usually would wear my hair in twists so that I can protect it. But then there is a need. There are not many people who will wear twists from 1st January to 31st December. I can, but not many will. So I was trying to figure out how do I support those people who want to grow their natural hair and they still want to change their look. So in that season, I was changing my look as rocking headband wigs. I was just trying them, but I had to import them in. So I figured, why can't I be the plug for that? Because every time I would wear my headband wig, Daisy, where'd you get that? Daisy, where'd you get your headband wig? So I decided to be the plug, and I was so scared to do it. I was so scared. If you started a business, then you know, because you can sink 2.5 million into something that you think is going to work, and it doesn't work. But I took the step because my mindset had been changed from that class. So why I decided to start a business in the first place, for me, number one is legacy. I want to create these businesses in such a way that I can pass them down to my kids. I have 3 registered businesses. The Daisy Sunshine Company Limited, now Lip Love, which is the lip product, and Good Hair. But I feel like the Daisy Sunshine is me as the brand. It's not an easily transferable business in its state right now. So I wanted to create those that are easily transferable and I can grow and are from my passion, and it's something I can teach someone. I can't teach someone to be Daisy Sunshine. So that's how Good Hair and Lip Love came to be. Was I scared? Very much so. And one of the things that has helped me on this journey is having a friend who has been in business for a while and constantly consulting them. One of my friends, Esther, is the one who literally held my hand and told me, okay, this is where you're going to source the hair. She gave me the contacts and put me in touch with those people. These are the people who are going to help you to ship. So it made the process so much easier for me than me trying to find those suppliers from scratch. So if you are trying to start a business, who can you talk to? Who is in your circle? Who is in your network? It is very important who you have in your network. I have a number of friends who are in business, so I'd constantly consult, how did you do this? How do you do this? What do you do when this happens? Some of them I would just call and we just laugh, cry because money is done. You have sent everything for shipping and stock, and entrepreneurs can relate. There's no money in the bank. So it took quite a bit of courage. I would always cry to my husband, babe, I need money, babe, money's done. So it's important, the support system that you have around, but also your network that will support you on this new journey of starting a business. One of the first steps that I took when I was creating these two businesses was registering the business. One of my friends and longtime partners is Organic Magic, and one of the things that one of the founders shared with me was the need to register a business. You can create a business and it picks off and it does really well, and then you are now ready to register it with URSB if you're in Uganda, and you find that the name is not there. But you've created this brand that people know you for, that people know, and your name has already been taken. And also you stand the risk of someone noticing that, oh, Good Hair is doing really well, let me go and register Good Hair. But now people know Good Hair as Daisy's business. So someone else can register it, open up a shop, they probably have a lot more funding than you do, and your name is taken. So one of the things that I did was register Lip Love and Good Hair collection immediately. It was the first thing. So if you are watching me, you're running a business and it's not registered, go and reserve the name. It doesn't cost much. I think it costs between 100 and 150,000 as of the time that I'm shooting this video. So get a lawyer. I can share my lawyer's email and have someone run that process for you, register your business. Because you will be disappointed at some point if you want to register and the name is not there and URSB is not able to give you the name. And have someone run through taxes for you, taxes and the finances of your business. Sometimes you can do these things. That's the beauty of creating a network. You will have people in your circle who can actually look through your finances and tell you, okay, and give you tips of, okay, this is how you file, or this is how you need to handle your finances. That is very important. Branding is extremely important. Many times we start out just for the sake of it, but it doesn't cost much to have a graphics designer create a logo for you. It doesn't cost much to have someone just create some branding for you, and you stick to those colors and what. So when people see this kind of logo, they know that this is Good Hair. When they see this kind of branding, they know that this is the Daisy Sunshine. So it's important that you look up those things. Then setting up socials. You will create a business in your head or even talk about it. Maybe like for me who has a personal page, you create it and you start talking about it there, but then have its own social media page. And then when you're ready to set that up, the name is not available. So just as name registration is important, also social media, because we're in a social media era, it's important that you go and get your name and make sure it is there. And also create a name that is easy for people to search for. There was a time in August when I was looking for a fascinator. I was going for a wedding that needed us to have fascinators, and I couldn't find. And you know what I did? I went to Instagram and searched fascinators in Uganda, and the business pages that were searchable and had that name, had the word fascinators in their name, came up. I found one, bought a fascinator. So make sure it is one that is searchable. For example, if you're searching for Good Hair, they're what are they called? Keywords. So you'll find headband wigs, human hair. So that if someone is searching for human hair, headband wigs in Uganda, Good Hair will come up. Or authentic lip products, lip glosses, lip balms, they will find Lip Love. If they're looking for marriage content, family, they will find Daisy Sunshine. So those keywords are very important. And you know, you can actually hire someone to advise you on how to set up your socials. I do consultations for social media, so you can hit me up and we can have a consultation. But it's very important that we think about the nitty-gritty and also think about how the world is pivoting. Look at stores in Europe and America, and just stores that are out there. Many of them are moving towards online orders, and they don't have so many walk-ins. So if you are a business that doesn't have to have a physical location, how do you set up systems in such a way that your business can thrive virtually? Yeah, so set up systems so that your business can thrive virtually if you are the kind of business that doesn't have to have walk-ins. If you are doing things like, say, perfume, maybe makeup where you need to match someone's shade, for that I guess you need to have a store. But if you are doing, say, fascinators, you might not have to have a store for that. So really think through what your business needs are and what your client needs are. Not many people are willing to come to a store. So think about all those things while you set up your business, and make sure that you have set it up in a way that it will benefit you, but it will also not slow down the growth of your business just because you're starting the way everyone else has started. A light bulb moment that hit me when I was starting the business was I wasn't actually thinking about the headband wigs. The lip products I had thought about, but I just know that it's not an easy business for me to scale, so I had put it on pause. Then I was talking to my friend again, Esther. She saw my headband wig and said, Daisy, you can actually do headband wigs. I said, what? I actually can. So having people in your life that see the potential in you and can speak truth to it. So she's the one who lit up that idea and that light bulb moment. And Good Hair has started off so well. It's doing so well. People have embraced headband wigs. And let me just give you a few tips about headband wigs. If you have a struggling hairline and you don't know how to grow it back, yet you have to play it and look presentable, a headband wig is your answer. You just lay the few baby hairs that you will have at the front and you put on your headband wig, and it instantly changes the look. It will instantly change how you look, how you feel, how your dress, how your outfit looks like. A headband wig is just, it's the best. And if you are trying to protect your hair, maybe you've been braiding a lot, or you have a tender scalp and you want to take a break in between hairstyles, a headband wig is your answer. My biggest initial fears of starting a business was, will people like it? Will people buy? Because if you know the cost of human hair, then you know that it's quite expensive. So the price point for the headband wigs is quite high. But what I love is that it's literally a one-time investment. You get your headband wig and you have it for good. You can wash it, use heat, and so I knew that the price point was high, but I was also afraid that would people embrace it, but they have, and a number of the wigs sold out in just a few days. And then for the lip products, I really wanted to source a variety of products that are not easily available on our market, and people have embraced it. People are buying. Some of my clients say, Daisy, can I pay in installments? And then when I'm done, I get my product. Or maybe every month I'm going to buy one lip product. And for me, that has just shown me that the market is hungry, but the source and the supplies are not that many. So for me, it was such an answered prayer. So my challenge to you is, what is it that the market needs, and how can you be the source? How can you be the plug? So critically think about those things. Sometimes we think that passion will give us profit, but not all the time. Because I'm passionate about hair, I know that maybe starting a salon at this point is not the answer for me, just because I'm passionate about hair. So think critically about what your passion is, and can it really make you a profit right now? If it can't make you a profit, how can you twist it around? What is it that you can do within that passion that can bring in a profit? Some businesses are even seasonal. For example, if you are, say, a new mom and you're struggling to source newborn clothes, you can start a seasonal business where you're the plug of those clothes, and then when you're out of that season, that's it. So critically think about the things that you're passionate about and what you can do in the market to source them. My first big win was that the wigs arrived. I had spent quite a bit of money ordering for those wigs, and anything could have happened between shipping, because they're coming from quite far, shipping and then clearing at customs and getting into my hands. That was my first big win, the fact that those products arrived. I am a person who likes perfection. I like clear communication. So at some point I was really frustrated by the person who was helping me with the shipping. But I like that I'm at the point where I can voice my needs, and I was able to tell him, you know what, if you don't communicate well, I don't know if I'll work with you again. And the second time of shipping hair has been so seamless. So as a business owner, it's important that you also communicate your needs, that you have a support system around you, and pray. Pray. At some point, you can do everything and it still doesn't work out. And I'm sure you're going to hear those stories from the business owners that I'm going to host, of how they've lost money, how you order for stock and it doesn't arrive. The lessons I've learned so far was, and this one I learned in Centonomy, the profit that you make from your business is not necessarily your money. It is not. Say you invest 5 million and then you make 15. That 10 million is not your money. So it's important to learn how to structure money in business. That's why you find that many businesses in Uganda don't make it past to their first birthday. It's because the business owner, you're just eating stock and your business is not able to grow. But then we also need to figure out how to pay ourselves as business owners, because if you're working in a business that doesn't pay you, even you, the founder, are going to lose the enthusiasm to work in that business. So we have to figure out, okay, if my profit is 10 million, what percentage do I pay myself? What percentage do I put back into the business? What percentage do I save for the business? In Centonomy, I also learned that we need to save for our businesses. We need to insure our businesses. What happens on a rainy day and your business needs extra income? Are you going to borrow from the bank? So if you're starting a business, these are 3 things that I want to leave you with. Number 1 is to do extensive research before you start a business and really weigh your passion and profit. Many times we get into business for the sake of our passion, and then you end up struggling, and you might even end up hating the very thing that made you start the business. So weigh your passion and profit and do extensive research. Ask people, will this actually work? We think that, oh, people are struggling to find salons, let me open a salon. I wish I could host my friend who had that experience, and so she can share. And we get into it without doing extensive research and you struggle. So do extensive research and ask people in the business, people in the field. And my second lesson is to have a network of people around you, whether at the beginning, whether at inception, or even just conceptualizing. I remember at some point I was struggling to name Lip Love, and one of my friends said, just find an alternative name, like find a name in another language, Lip Love, but in another language. And so the business is Lip Aheva. Aheva means love, because I was having trouble with URSB. So have a community that you can bounce ideas off, a community that will support you. Even if you come crying and they know that, okay, she has now reached this stage, we have been there, let's just support, hold hands and kumbaya with her as you get through that process. The third is to really have your finances in check. And if you don't know how to handle finances in a business, consult. Have a business, a business consultant or a wealth manager, or take part in classes like Centonomy. They have Centonomy Entrepreneur, which I want to take part in, so that you can learn how to grow your business. And I think I'll give you a bonus, is your business, have a vision for your business. Where do we want to be in 1 year? And if we haven't, say maybe in 1 year we want to make this amount of profit. If we haven't made that amount of profit, we get back to the drawing board. Is this business actually viable? What do we need to change? Are there systems that we need to change? Are there people that we need to bring into the business? Do we need to hire a team to help get into the nitty-gritty and set tangible goals for your business? Otherwise, you're going to just do business like anyone else. In Uganda, I noticed that people start a business, then you decide to just open a shop. You don't have a plan for the shop. You go and sit in your shop. No one is coming to the shop, but you're paying rent, you're paying for electricity. So you haven't really planned out your business. So it's important that you think critically about those things. As the business, depending on the business that you're doing, does your business actually need to have a physical space? If it does, do you need to have an independent physical space? Can you sublet? It's important that you think about the grand picture, not just starting a business and then because everyone is opening a shop, you open a shop, but you don't know the nitty-gritty that comes into it. You find that all your profit, you're just working for rent and your business is not growing. And that's why you find that many businesses in Uganda are not growing. And another thing, while I was preparing to shoot this video, is one of the things that I noticed is that a number of us do not know how to price. So you set a price, but you haven't factored in maybe your shipping, maybe the cost of even transportation. You haven't factored in the time that you take while you're sourcing for those products. So you find that by the time you've set the price and your margins are not very clear, you find that you run out of money as a business. You are bankrupt. And it's very important for us to figure out the finances of businesses for us to succeed. So if you're watching this video and you are a business owner, or you've had a business that has failed, or you are planning to start a business, let me know, what are your fears? If you're a business owner, what are some of the challenges that you have faced and even gone over, and now you know the lesson and you know better? Share with us in the comments. Let's learn together. Let's change that narrative about businesses in Uganda, many businesses in Uganda not making it to their first birthday. I believe that we can, in this era that we're in with AI and ChatGPT and so many business owners from whom we can learn. I believe it's something that we can change. Like, where are there many businessmen in Uganda who have been in business for over 50 years, and we, the younger generation, cannot do that? I believe that we very much can. We just have to be a generation that asks questions, that takes advice, that is not afraid to be in a room and ask questions and glean from the people who have gone ahead of us. Yeah, I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I hope you enjoy this series from business owners. Let's learn together. Follow me on Instagram at Daisy Sunshine Official, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, I am rooting for you.